blue milk.
Oh, that's mean. Oh,
Get him!
I was very close.
No, don't take it off. You gotta keep winning.
The rules are rules.
And again, these
Chug.
Oh, yeah, it's dribbling.
these test tube shot glasses provided by our friends
You're
at
gonna have to go main
eFavormart.
cam.
Oh, he made a face. He made a face.
Welcome back to the break room, everybody. You can probably tell from the set, the vibes, the energy that this is a special episode. It's an AHSOKA party. Woo! We ahead of the finale of AHSOKA season 1, in between the penultimate and the ultimate episode, we're throwing a little party. We've redecorated the set. We've got toys.
Yeah, we do.
We've got beverages. We've got special guests. We've got video packages. We're here for a big party. We actually worked with a brand partner, eFavormart.com, to decorate the set. All the crazy balloons and greenery and fur things and tablecloths and some other stuff that will be debuting, some plates and cups throughout the episode. We got from our friends at eFavormart. They have everything now. We went for kind of a Star Wars prom.
Yeah, it does. It's got a prom
vibe.
Mixed in with a little bit of like a gender reveal party.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's some kind of fall cozy energy too, a little pumpkin spice in the air.
Yeah.
Producer Evan putting on a Leiku.
Whoa, Evan's got a cam?
He's got a camera!
Whoa!
Oh, no, he's struggling.
Okay.
He's
All
struggling.
right, and Evan has to take off his glasses, so we have a blinded Evan with some Leiku. Okay.
Yay.
We'll get to that in a second. There's a reason you just did that. But
All the comments are just going to be Evan, show feed on Evan cam.
Welcome.
But our friends at eFavormart, they not only have stuff to make your YouTube studio look like a weird Star Wars themed party, you can put together your baby shower, your wedding reception, your birthday party. They have all kinds of balloons and streamers and lights and literally everything you need to decorate for a beautiful party. And if you click the link in our video's description and use our promo code, you can even get a big discount on whatever you're buying. So maybe if you got some holiday parties coming up.
Life Day's just around the corner, folks. You got to be ready for Life Day.
Thank you.
This is almost like one of those Life Day balls.
Ooh. Well, it was lit.
We got that from eFavormart.
There you go.
Okay.
There it
Oh,
is.
there it is. Okay,
There
great.
it
We also got some toys blocking the view here, but so head to eFavormart, check them out, and we thank them for helping us really go hard on the decorations for our AHSOKA party. We're of course on both YouTube and Twitch right now. Shout out to everybody watching along on Twitch. We have some redemptions that we're going to be doing today. Evan has already displayed one. For every 150. Whoa!
That was a hard look. That was a hard look to Cam. He's tough. He's a tough guy.
For every 150.
Somebody started the party early. Jeez.
How many cups does Evan have on his desk? This is too many cups.
One,
Too many cups.
2, 3.
At least one of those is filled with gin, right?
For every 150 channel points that get redeemed, Evan will either put on or take off that toy Leiku. Leku.
Just the
Thank
Leku,
you.
though. Please don't get any ideas.
No. Yeah, no strip Evan
just
element.
the Leiku.
Okay, it's off.
Leiku?
So we got another 150 in, Evan?
Oh,
Nope, they're back on.
Hey.
And the more times he does it, the worse his glasses will look.
His Leku looks like a call center. Taking your calls right now.
Yeah. Anybody watch the Telemarketers miniseries on HBO Max?
Oh, I saw that.
Great.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, that's not what we're talking about. I am thrilled to be joined. I'm Zach Huddleston, excited to be here, talk Star Wars. Oh, we're back. Leiku back
Off again? Off again.
Wow, thank you for all the redemption. It's lightning fast.
Should he be putting on more Star Wars headpieces?
I
Can he
like
put
that.
a Boba Fett over that and a Darth
Yes.
Vader over that?
I say yes.
Also, it's important to note, it is a child size headpiece.
We got the smallest one we could find.
That's right. It does not fit Evan. It will not fit any of us properly. So just know that your redemptions are also causing Evan pain. But I'm thrilled to be joined. To my immediate left, Maude Garrett's here.
Everyone, let's party.
Yes.
Yeah.
And producer Brandon Barrick here.
Nakta. I was trying to think of one of the Star Wars curse words.
Dank Ferret?
Dank Ferret. That's a good one.
Poodoo.
Poodoo.
Oh, Bantha Poodoo.
What's the one that protocol droid says to C-3PO in Cloud City? Accho. He says something like that.
Yes.
That was great. Doing great, folks.
And then
Trying to remember Star Wars curse words. Everybody's
master
favorite break room.
all Star Wars profanity. Jordan Morris.
Hi,
is also-
hi everybody. I'm gonna say some things at this AHSOKA party that I regret later.
Oh, no.
It's gonna be just like my high school reunion.
Oh, have you done one of those recently?
I have.
Okay, did it go well?
It went great.
Oh,
What,
I
good.
can we
crushed
ask
it.
when it was? Like what the celebration
5 year.
period was?
Yeah, my 1 year. 20. I did my 20th.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's a good one. Everybody's at a new place in their life, you know.
Okay, I'm gonna say something I regret already. Mine is this year and I'm not going.
Well, yours is in Australia?
Yeah.
That's a long way
I
to go.
hated
for-
my high school.
Oh.
Clip it and put it out there. And stop updating on my Wikipedia that I went there because I don't care. You didn't make me. Okay. So
Are you in their Hall of Fame? Do they have like a Hall of Fame?
yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're in the Hall of Fame?
You keep cutting out that your high school out of your Wikipedia
I do.
and somebody's
Oh.
adding
They
it
keep
in.
adding it back in. It's a war.
I had a lot of fun in high school. We had a great drama department. Put that on my Wikipedia.
You
I was in Into the Woods.
Ooh, who'd you play in Into the Woods?
You want to guess?
I
Brandon
think
could
you
guess.
told me.
I maybe have
think
told you.
me. I'll go last.
Is it the Baker?
No, it's a compliment. It's a lot of hard singing in that role. Thank you, but no,
Okay.
I don't know musicals.
that's okay.
Were you the narrator?
I was the narrator.
Oh, nice.
You get a big song at the end. There's some singing you gotta do.
Yeah, a lot of talk singing.
A lot of times.
Can't say narrator without rate, and I rate that.
I don't understand, but it sounded like a compliment.
You can see behind Jordan and Brandon, we have a wheel of faces. Now, some of those faces are Evan. Some of those are producer John, who's also here with us off screen. There's a little bit of me. There's a little bit of Brandon. There's a little bit of Maude. And no Jordan, because he was a late addition to the party.
He refused to
But we can
register.
defer to Jordan.
That's
can't
right. That's right. We'll pass off some to Jordan. If we hit, what is the redemption number? Every 8 subs, we will spin that wheel. Whoever's face it
Every
lands
8?
on, we will take a shooter of blue milk.
What,
Yeah.
what happens if people do like they gift 5 or 10 or 20 subs? We just glonk glonk.
Yeah, we'll spin it twice.
Yeah, the
You
gift
get
subs count.
16.
We got
I'll
blue
watch.
milk and we got the infamous green milk from the Thala Sirens of Acto.
These are
Breast
shit.
milk.
That's right.
I mean, I think all milk is breast milk.
Technically,
Technically,
yeah.
What about
right?
oat milk, soy milk?
Well,
I mean, what are nuts but the breasts of the earth?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, okay.
Legal Evan, you were chiming in with something?
Yeah. So
What do you think nuts are?
one other channel point that we have, redemption that we have today is for 350 points, one of the hosts will share a Star Wars memory. I think we've had 2 of them. There's been a lot of like on and off Lekus that I think I'm owning
Oh,
right
okay.
now.
You have
How about-
you're getting a bad case of Leku
Let's do
hair.
one right now, and then
Yeah.
we'll come back to one. Does somebody have a nice Star Wars memory you'd like to share?
I mean, I do remember. I may have told this story before, so apologies to the to our biggest fans. But I went to a screening of like the Phantom Menace, even though it was before I was born. I was at a screening for it, and it was the only time I've seen like a fight break out in a movie theater. Over what? Well, because it was a combination of angsty teenagers and like grown-ass adult Star Wars fans, and the angsty teenagers were being too loud and rowdy. This is before the movie even started, and it was also the only time I've ever seen popcorn like thrown
As a weapon.
like in a movie theater. You know, in like movies all the time in a movie.
it looks great when it gets
Yeah,
thrown.
but
'cause
like
it's-
it was wild, and like the ushers all came in. They're like, "We're not going to show the movie unless everyone sits down." We're like, "But we have to see Jar Jar. He's going to be the best new character." But it was wild. It was
We're
a good
gonna
time.
we're gonna come back to best new character in a little bit. Thank you, Brandon, and we'll come back. Everybody else marinate on your favorite Star Wars memory, and we'll come back to it. But I want to get into some of the meat of this Star Wars party. This is AHSOKA celebration, and that is right. We are heading into the final episode of the show. There's a lot of kind of dangling threads. There's a lot of people in peril. We don't know what's going to happen. Also, the thing that's great about this show is there's no like canon stuff after this show, right?
Sure.
Like we don't
Free
know what
reign.
happens to these characters per se. So like anything could happen to them in the finale. So I would like to just go through the main characters in the show and everybody throw out What are the odds they die? Oh, okay, and we're more redemption. All right. By the end, the way he wears this is going to be nuts.
We also have 2 spins if you want to do it now or later.
Oh, okay.
Wow. Okay. Well, here, let's start on the first character, and while we do that, we'll spin, and somebody will have to slurp back some intergalactic nom nom juice
Is
there.
Slurp a character in Star Wars?
It might be.
Yeah.
It might be.
He's one of the pod racers, right?
From one of the Timothy Zahn novels, so Slurp is not canon
legend.
anymore. He's
He's
a
legend.
legend.
He's a
Slurp is a legend.
But I'm going to name a character. Let's say, what are the chances they die in the finale? They live and are set on a new path, maybe even to get their own spin-off series or show up in the Filoni movie or something like that. Or, they're stuck on Peridia for all eternity. We never see them ever again. I don't know. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Let's start right at the top.
Yeah.
Where is Ahsoka at the end of at the final episode 8?
She's in the movie.
You don't think they'll do another series? You think straight to movie after this? They won't try and do an Ahsoka season 2?
I mean, the pacing kind of is all set up, so I wouldn't be surprised if we had a season 2. I just don't think it's on the same level as Mandalorian for some reason.
Where we might get 5 seasons of Ahsoka or something like that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if they do a merger, I would actually really like that. If the timeline sort of merged so that season 4 of Mandalorian became season 2 of Ahsoka, and they kind of, because you've already got Zeb in both of them.
Right.
Consolidate a little bit.
Yeah.
There you go.
And then maybe more characters will die.
You want more dead characters?
Well, Brandon, what do you think?
Ahsoka lives.
Okay.
But I have a twisted theory that no one is getting out of Peridia in this show, and that it's going to be people coming to Peridia going forward, and they're going to take all those Filoni characters out of the main Star Wars timeline and put them in this new galaxy where they can live on forever and do whatever they want, and it doesn't affect the sequel trilogies,
And
which
then
is a
High
bad
Republic.
idea, but I think they're going to do it.
And then High Republic, and then we don't even talk about it anymore.
They're totally separate now.
Interesting.
You put
Jordan?
High in High Republic there, though.
Well, yeah, boy, I'm with Brandon. I totally think that
They're not
it
gonna
is-
leave.
I think it is. I think we are setting up this Filoni averse, and I think it will be kind of, sort of, not related to the JJ averse. And yeah, I don't know. I think they're starting a little universe out there. And I think Ahsoka's going to be big in whatever that Filoni movie is going to be.
Wow.
Because they could keep finding people in this new galaxy, new planets, new stuff. Like, there could be a full civilization on other planets in this new galaxy. And the people can just come. Hera can come over. Zeb can come
Sure.
over.
Or you two should just play Starfield. And just
I want to
explore-
mine ore.
Yeah,
Speaking
those
of
galaxies.
mining ore, why don't you spin that wheel right behind you there, Brandon?
Okay.
Let's say you're just going to drink the first blue milk.
Oh, that's mean. Oh,
Get him!
that was very close.
No, don't take it off. You got to keep winning.
The rules are rules.
Evan, don't get blue puke everywhere.
I think also the Leku does make noise.
Do you want to get
At
that
some point
really,
we might
really
hear some of
full
what
one?
it says.
I can't take the really
I know that
full
one's
one.
stressing me out. It's
Yeah.
so full.
And again,
Jug.
Oh, yes, dribbling.
these test tube shot glasses provided by our friends
You're
at
going to have to go main
eFavormart.
cam.
Oh, he made a face. He made a face.
This is our version of icing. This is
Who
bros
invited
milking
me?
bros.
That's right. I think, did we already owe 2? Should we go right into the
yeah,
second
you
one?
should.
Do it.
Yeah.
Spin that bad boy
Go
again.
really hard.
Let's
Like,
get
I feel
Evan
like
back.
you need a little bit more.
Oh, you want more?
Yeah.
Evan, I liked how you took a knee during that. I thought that was really.
Mod?
Do you want a blue? Do you want a
noble.
green?
I feel like there's more blue.
Do you want to mix blue and
This is a
green
little
in
guy.
one
This
too?
is a little guy.
Okay. Why does it look so wrong?
Well, it was hard to get it blue. I'll tell you what.
I worked really hard.
Is Aunt Beru just like,
The secret was
moisture farming this?
Oh, straight
the
from the
secret was
moisture
raw
farm.
chicken to get it blue.
There it is.
What a pro! What a pro!
What is that? No thanks.
Blue milk?
What a pro!
Don't spin the wheel.
Okay, moving on to other characters. Now, Brandon and Jordan have already kind of doubled down on this. Like, they're all going to be stuck on Peridia. So this might answer some of these upcoming characters.
Well, I can change my mind.
That's true. What do we think about Sabine? Where is she at the end of the next episode?
dead.
Well, no, they've had so much set up in episode 1 and 2 about the fact that they have to work together. So I don't think if Ahsoka stays,
Sure.
Sabine's going to stay.
Yes.
It is
Their
kind of
paths are
once.
interlinked
Yeah.
going forward. Yeah.
And I think they're doing this is the version of Ahsoka and Anakin that turns out well. Like, I think that kind of ended in tragedy, and I think this will be kind of a, redemption for the master-apprentice relationship.
I like
so, yeah,
that.
I think they're...
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
Padawan,
that.
Excuse me.
That's okay.
And
Someone's going to say
Padawan learner. No, thank you. I already was roasted 10,000 times in the comments before you said that.
And for those big characters, maybe I think those kind of paths make sense. But now I think it's going to get interesting as we get into some of the other characters because, it's less clear maybe where they might end up. Jumping forward to Hera, kind of the third in that trio.
Oh, no, she's a mum. Can't touch her.
Though it does give her son a real dramatic backstory.
She's gonna throw Jason in the back of the station wagon, head down to the lake, and drive right in. It's a murder suicide. It's a murder suicide. Dad's gone. She doesn't got anything to live for. The New Republic's falling apart.
Jason.
She read Aftermath. She knows what's coming next. She's outta here.
Wait. Does maybe Ben have Jason, and Jason ends up being one of the Knights of Ren?
Oh.
I like that.
Is Jason,
What a
'cause
reveal.
Ben, I think
Theory.
Ben's like 7 right now or so, or 4 or 7, somewhere in there.
It's a young child, yeah.
He's a little younger than Jason, but
Youngling. I can do it too. They're called Younglings.
If you do have to correct, can we please put in the rule that you have to obnoxiously? Yeah, love that.
I'll need a lot of that today because I'm going to mispronounce everything. Well, what about Ezra? We just got him back, right? In the last 2 episodes. Haven't spent a lot of time with him.
right. I guess he does want to go home, right? That's what he said.
Yeah, but that's always usually that's a telltale sign.
Yeah.
He gets in the
You know what?
station wagon and he drives down to the
Let's
lake.
go. I think I'm gonna go home.
Well, I think he's kind of been the MacGuffin of the series, right? Like a lot of the action was put into place to get him.
Yeah.
Now we have him. So what to do with him? Him dying would continue to be a motivating factor for some of the other characters.
Because he's chosen to not wield a lightsaber anymore, to kill him because of that, I feel like would be a punishment and not celebrating Jedi.
Yeah. Do you think we see him grab a lightsaber in the finale?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was talk because Thrawn should have Kanan's lightsaber. Because before Kanan died, holding back the blast, he was fighting Rook. Was that the guy's name? Rook? And his lightsaber was knocked away. And then the lightsaber was taken and presented to Thrawn. So Thrawn should still have Kanan's lightsaber. I think if he picks up a lightsaber again, it won't be his.
It'll be Kanan's.
It'll be
I
Kanan's
love that.
lightsaber.
Ooh. Are we going to
that.
see a 1v1 Thrawn fight?
But Thrawn doesn't really fight.
Right, yeah, when have we seen... Yeah, he fights with
It'll be
tactics.
Enoch.
He
Tactics.
fights
Oh,
with...
Enoch. Okay,
It'll be
great.
Enoch.
Well,
He'll be like, I've lured you into this hall of mirrors. You
Right.
can't slice
now,
the right
okay,
one.
so that kind of leads me to 2 of the characters. I think one of them have the best odds of dying in this series: Morgan Elsbeth and Enoch. I feel like one of them might
die.
not survive.
Will we see Enoch's
Neither.
face ever? Do you think we'll see his face before he dies?
But kind of like the very classic Star Wars thing where half the mask is broken.
Oh
Kind
yeah,
of like how
because they
Lucas
hired
and-
they hired Wes Chatham, who's like a known actor from The Expanse. They didn't just
that
put
him?
yeah.
Oh, I
they
really
didn't
like
just
him.
put a stunt
I
guy
really like
right.
him.
in there, right? You have a real actor. You would think they would show their face. Now, like Captain Phasma, we didn't see
I
much
was going to
of
say
Captain
it might be a
Phasma's face.
phasma.
Yeah.
They might be phasmaing this.
Are we making that a noun?
Yes.
I like that.
They'll be Phasma.
Right.
I want to see Enoch's face. I think Enoch is easy to put on the kill list, right?
Yeah.
Makes sense to die, but I want to see his face first.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Now, do you think it's also painted gold?
That would be good.
I
It's
love
like
That would be fun.
it's like Mad Max. He's just got gold on his mouth.
He's been huffing too much of his own supply there. But yeah, Morgan Elsbeth. Do we think she survives?
She's done.
Dead.
Yeah.
No,
she
let her
had
live.
her moment in Mandalorian facing off against Ahsoka, so she's
Yeah.
kind of had.
That's
Oh,
true.
do we
That's
see? Yeah, do we see a rematch of that? Do we see her
That
in
would
1v1?
That would be very Dave Filoni-esque.
Yeah, and
That's
that
fan
actress
service
is a
that I-
talented stunt woman and on-screen
Yeah.
fighter too. So we haven't seen her fight at all in this
Not
series,
saying,
right?
no.
Yeah.
Now, but Morgan's a survivor. I think she could find a. I could see her throwing like Enoch in the way, or like another Night Sister in the way of her demise.
Well, speaking of Night Sisters, do the Night Sisters get off Peridia? Don't you feel like there've been a lot of things set up that either the Night Sisters are going to sell out Thrawn, he's going to sell them out. There's some kind of backstabbery that might happen between the bad characters.
Right.
On
It
the
feels
show.
like they're weirdly loyal to him, and it seems like it might be part of a long game.
Okay.
But I could see Thrawn like killing them as soon as it's like 100% loaded on the ship. It's like bang, bang, bang.
Well, he's
bang.
already demonstrated that he's done that with Balin and Shin.
Yes.
You take out those, and then you take out them.
Yeah. Master tactician. Well, speaking of which, Balin and Shin, do they both survive?
Protection
better.
at all costs.
Protection at all costs,
Shin
yes.
is the most important character in the Star Wars universe now. She must be protected. Balin's interesting, right? The actor Ray Stevenson has unfortunately passed away.
I wonder if they've actually edited anything.
Changed like an ending. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but it also would have made sense the way Balin has been so wistful and
Yes.
talking about a new beginning and all that. It makes
He's
sense
had a
that
good arc.
yeah, they might have already had planned to kill him off.
He's
in this
just trying to
series.
walk into a volcano himself or
Sure.
something like that.
Well,
Maybe noble death for
Yeah.
Balin. Maybe he turns on Thrawn. It kind of
Right.
feels like they're going to he'll see
Right.
the air this
yeah,
way.
we
So
know
definitely Shin. I
he's
think
playing
it's
some
gonna
kind of
go
long
there.
con game, right? He has some other agenda that they've been pretty withholding
I know.
on,
It's
right?
infuriating.
Yeah.
Or enticing, depending on your point of view.
Like,
I've loved it.
From a certain point of view.
Tommy had an interesting theory that one of Balin's powers is that he can like read people's minds and know their history. Because when he's fighting Sabine, right, and he puts away his weapon and he like talks to her, he knows so much about her. It's very interesting, and it kind of plays into the idea that when he finally meets Thrawn and immediately is like, "This is a bad idea. We're not going back with him." Like he could see into Thrawn's mind and know that like what he thought of Thrawn is not true or something.
He's quoting me. You're quoting me.
Oh, that was you
That
said
was
that.
me.
I'm sorry.
That was so funny watching you pass it off as your idea.
I said Tommy had the idea. To be fair.
Tommy.
Classic.
Tommy, stop taking things from me even when you're not here.
Tommy swore he had the idea first.
You know what?
He absolutely promised.
Shame on Tommy for planting that idea in Brandon's head. You know
How
what I
could
mean?
he?
That's
How could he?
awful. Speaking of Tommy, he is going to make an appearance in this episode.
No.
Stick around.
I refuse.
So finally, well then, how about the big bad so far of the series, Thrawn? Where do we think he's at? Does he get off Peridia? Does he survive? What's his next move?
It would be crazy to kill him, right?
Yeah, I think there's been so much emphasis on bringing in a character from Legends, canonizing him, and then to just kill him. I think it's like, no, like they've built him up so much. He's going to be in the movie. He's the movie villain.
Yeah.
Does it maybe feel like if he was going to be the movie villain, they would have cast somebody else? Him being the voice actor from the cartoon maybe makes me think he's a little more expendable. Like maybe,
But he's a Mickelson.
that's true. He's a
Well,
Nicholson.
and
But I'm
recent-
saying, do we, were we building to him being in the movie? Would we get a younger, sexier,
It didn't get Harry
Chalamet-esque
Styles, right?
Thrawn?
Yeah,
Yes,
that's
yeah.
right.
I don't know.
Hey, there's time. Yeah.
But I mean, they've also had Daniel Craig as a faceless, nameless stormtrooper.
That's true. That's
so
true,
it's
yeah.
like, I don't know if that.
But where's that stormtrooper now? Dead?
Question.
Alive?
I don't know.
Probably dead.
No.
Most of them die. Yeah, I like both of those. I also think we didn't get even Thrawn within this series until most of the way
Right.
through, right? It feels like it's mostly been setting up. Also, I'm always a fan of when you get to see characters do the thing they're best at. And like he's done a little bit of like, plotting and strategizing.
Sure.
But don't you want to see him do some general shit?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Doesn't he need to be in the middle of a big space battle?
Right.
Let's
and
see
do
him earn
cool
some more medals.
Yeah.
I want to see him get a medal.
Yeah. I love him as like the movie villain. I think it makes a lot of sense. And I would love like a showdown of like if they get back to the main galaxy, him kind of having a face off with whatever this like Shadow Empire Council is. Because, the Aftermath books lay out the path from the Return of the Jedi to the Force Awakens and how like, the First Order came to be. But like him coming back and being like, no, we're going to do things my way. And all the, First Order people being like, no, we have our own plan. We don't need you, Thrawn. You've been gone for a long time. And them having a showdown
I like that.
would be like very interesting. And the New Republic sitting by with their thumbs up their asses doing nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Okay.
Complaining.
Final call. a character has to die in the final episode. Now it's Disney Star Wars, so there's a good chance nobody dies. As we pointed out, there was zero harm to a single Purgle flying through that minefield in the last episode. So they might be a little hesitant to kill off anybody. But if somebody has to die, who's it going to be in this episode?
Yang.
Hu Yang. Oh no! Fan
It's
favorite.
technically not, killing an animal.
Right.
That's
Or a
true.
person.
You can, and later on, we downloaded his
Yeah,
consciousness
yeah,
into this
we plugged
garbage
his head into
droid,
the,
and
the navigating
and he's
computer.
the Millennium Falcon now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We shipped him off to Lando, and he's fucking him now. Somewhere out there.
This kind of happened to IG in The Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yep.
They brought him back.
It'd be cool to get a bit of HK in there. Maybe
Oh,
he
yeah.
become. Oh my god, if Hu Yang could become. No, because it was in the past, way in the past. But that'd be interesting if he became like an assassination droid. He had the good moves.
Yeah.
could fight.
Yeah, and the extra arms that were doing stuff. Yeah.
I think they'll kill off every howler on that planet. Every gross, disgusting howler.
Not a Howler fan.
I don't
huh?
trust them. Their mouths are too big.
They're doggos, puppers,
No,
floofs.
there's no dog that you can put your whole
It's
head
a
in its mouth.
crocodile.
It's too dangerous. Even a
lot of
horse
teeth.
has a small
A
mouth.
lot of visible teeth too. Yeah.
I trust a horse because their mouth is small.
Okay.
They can't bite your head off, but a howler could just take your whole head like that.
What other animals don't you trust?
Hippopotamuses.
Yeah.
Same reason.
Rhesus
Yeah.
monkeys.
Crocodiles and alligators.
I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I
You don't want to
don't.
be eaten by an animal.
I do not want to be eaten by an
Who's the
animal.
most
Such a
trustworthy
legitimate
animal?
fear.
The most trustworthy animal is a bonobo.
Oh.
the noble
It's
bonobo.
the ape we're most closely related
Love
to.
their men's clothes too. Jordan, who do you think will die?
Boy, Joe Cancer, the Dave Filoni X-Wing pilot. What is his name? Grey Wolf or something like that?
Oh, he loves wolves.
He loves
Does
wolves,
love
yes.
wolves. No, Carson
no, the
Teva
one
gets
that-
to be in every Star Wars project from now on.
You know what? I'm gonna say Ezra. I think Ezra's gonna get it. I think Ezra will have a noble death, maybe a kind of another Thrawn exit.
I mean,
Yeah.
the balls to
Don't
have
do that again.
for them if they kill off Ezra and Thrawn gets back to the main universe, like Sabine should apologize. Like that would be so fun.
Yes,
In writing.
in her notes app, she'll
Yeah,
post
yeah.
the notes app apology.
Guys,
and
my
taking
bad.
some time to grow, to
MB,
listen.
I had just recently been stabbed with a lightsaber. I almost died. I was making poor choices.
What if Ezra,
didn't have my helmet.
because he's not using his lightsaber and he's force pushing a lot, it would be so cool if he was using the force push and he became one of the characters that lost a hand.
Somebody needs
another
to.
hand goes
We need
down.
an
Another
amputation
hand.
in this series,
we haven't
don't we?
had
Right.
a hand issue.
And then he has to force push with one hand after that.
Right. Can you force push with a robot hand? I guess you can. Vader did it
Throw
all
in the
right.
chat.
Vader
Throw in
did
the
it all
chat
right.
if who you think is going to die in this final episode.
Yeah. Did
And
anyone,
Evan will report on that. What?
did anyone in the sequel trilogy lose a hand? Did we ever lose a hand in the last three movies? No one lost a hand, right?
Google that.
Google. Actually.
Well,
When Unkar Plutt was serving the portions,
Speaking of-
learned from a
yes,
canonical
Yeah,
iPhone
I think
game.
we have a message from someone from the show actually
Oh,
who
oh,
wanted to
no.
play it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, really quick.
Cool.
Oh no.
Really cool.
Hello, this is Ahsoka Tamo.
that looks pretty good actually for a
And
towel.
I'm so sorry I can't be at the Ahsoka party at the break room, but unfortunately I'm stuck in the Buffalo system in a distant moon called Rochester, New York, in my mom's house. Look at all these cuties. Anyway, I've been treasuring this season of Ahsoka, and I hope all the rest of my Super Soakers have as well. That's what I call you all, Super Soakers. That name will stick. So Zach and the gang, I love you. I miss you. And hopefully Boothang, which is my ancient robot, and Ahsoka Tamo will return to beautiful Manitoba, Canada soon. Hope you guys are having a blast. Ezra's going to die in the last episode. That's my prediction. Bye.
What a great message.
If you watch that video without sound, it looks like it might be a January 6th video.
Is that because the Bills have kind of American flag colors
That's
too?
one of the reasons.
Where was Ahsoka Tamo on January?
Right.
That's what I want to know. Well, we hope he gets out of house arrest soon. We miss you, Tommy. Have you guys heard of the new Rockstars page? On the new Rockstars community page.
On the YouTube channel.
It is a YouTube channel. We ran a poll, okay? We asked who the best villain is in Ahsoka. The options, you can only put 4 options. They were Balin, Thrawn, Shin, and Morgan. And the winner is, of course, Balin. He came in with 59%. Thrawn was in second with 31%. And poor Morgan Elsbeth, who put this whole thing in motion, only got 1%. Which is ridiculous.
I could have a few sentences on that.
Now,
I'm not going to.
No Shin option.
Shin was an option.
Oh,
I don't know
sorry.
why Shin wasn't listed there. I think
So she was somewhere between 59 and
Yeah,
1%.
Can I just say, though, I think the best person won.
Yeah, Balin's
absolutely.
great. We love Balin. Now, there was someone who actually me in the comments.
He's not a villain.
They were like, he's not a villain, he's an antagonist. And to that I say, that man slaughtered a bunch of new Republic troops on
You've had a bad day.
on one of the ships.
First scene we saw him in, right?
Yeah, that's a villain. That's not an antagonist. That's not a guy just trying to do his thing. It's a man slaughtering innocent
But then
people.
he's also done like good things as well.
What's a good thing he did?
Well, he certainly
We
didn't
all contain
kill,
multitudes.
Yeah, he certainly didn't kill Sabine. He gave her.
He would have
his
killed her.
word. And he went by his word. And Shin was going to kill her, and he was like, "Don't do that.
He killed Ahsoka.
I'm going to."
He thought he killed Ahsoka. Yeah, he's a villain. He's a villain. We also had some great comments from folks there. At the Green Thunder 5416 said, if you voted for Shin, you clearly have different but very well-grounded priorities.
Okay.
And I agree.
Oh, okay.
Protection
What
at
do
all
you think
costs.
What a
do
nice
you think?
diplomatic comment. You don't see those too often.
Oh, real quick, going back to our character fates, is Shin a good person or a bad person by the end of the final episode?
Good.
I mean, I think they'll redeem her, unfortunately.
Are her and Sabine buds?
No,
Oh,
I don't think they would get along. I don't know.
they've tried to kill each other.
I mean, they're
too
both
many
kind of
times.
spunky,
Yeah.
Force
Now,
users.
if Balin dies in some way, even if he sacrifices himself, she might get real angry, even though she got fired this
Yeah.
last episode. She might get real angry and be out for revenge.
Or does he die, but she realizes he kind of sold her out a little bit,
Maybe.
and that turns her more.
I don't
Is it
want
gonna
them
be
to
like
really
a
slice off her little braid.
Is it
Yeah.
gonna be that?
I don't want her to be redeemed. Let her be evil.
Do we see Shin again after this series?
I hope so.
Yeah,
She's great.
not just
Great
in our
character.
dreams. Yeah,
Not just in our dreams, but in our nightmares. At Brad Gunther 8141 said Balin is the most protagonistic character in the arc.
Protagonist.
We know where Thrawn starts and ends. Balin's character is much more deep. Also, rest in peace. We won't see this character again.
Wow.
I don't know. I heard Harrison Ford is going to replace him in the next series.
do they recast? Is it too weird?
I mean,
Good luck.
yeah, it'll be tough to find someone to play that role. If they had plans to continue the character, if the character doesn't die in the finale, and there was plans for Ahsoka season 2, and the character was going to come back, and they have to do some weird. Balin was killed off planet. Like, we have no explanation for it. It would be strange, but it would be tough to recast him.
When have been other times where someone has passed and they've replaced the character?
Dumbledore, I mean, R.I.P. to Michael Gambon, who recently passed away,
topical.
but Richard Harris died, and they had to replace
Yeah,
him.
and of course, William Hurt being replaced by Harrison Ford, the
Sure,
joke
sure.
that Brandon was just making in the MCU. Is there a Star Wars example?
Star Wars,
The original Dexter Jetster died.
You're stepping on a joke we're going to do later. Has Chewbacca appeared since Peter Mayhew passed?
Yeah.
Do they have a new tall person to be
I
Chewbacca?
think
that
done the last
Peter-
few movies.
I think that
They replaced Peter before he passed.
Oh, because his
okay.
body.
'Cause, yeah, he wasn't doing
like that.
good. Yeah,
I think he would appear in like select scenes.
Now that's
but there
not the
was this
same. That's
very
not quite the
strapping
same
German
thing
guy.
to
Yeah,
be
yeah, it's gorgeous.
to be a.
June? What's his name? June?
Let's all guess.
Yeah.
That's all.
Helmet von Chewbacca.
Sausage von Schbierstein.
So I'm really interested to see what happens with Balin.
I know. It's been so great. I mean, that last episode, the 4 looks.
Oh,
A
yeah.
silent response to losing to Ahsoka. Now, I know you guys were saying like a Morgan Ahsoka showdown, but they've had 2 Balin Ahsoka fights. I mean, do you do a third one?
We need a rubber
right?
match.
Right.
Yeah.
You need the final match where there is a clear winner and a clear
Yes.
loser. I mean, Ahsoka's the clear loser of the first one, but she lived. She lived.
I couldn't tell what is happening with.
It looks like
He's just like-
it looks like he's praying to Ahsoka.
Wait, is NPC Evan glitching?
Glitching,
What
yeah.
is this?
Ice cream, gang.
Fire. You're gonna give yourself a strap rash if you keep doing that.
I think I caught up. I think I'm all caught up now.
Oh, okay.
Off screen, I've been doing this a bunch, so nobody redeem anymore.
Wait, what's the difference Is it a cumulative total of 150, or they have to do
No,
150?
it's just every time. It
Oh, okay.
happens.
Because I was like, what about all the 350s? Are we not counting?
Oh
those?
yeah, a bunch of people have redeemed the Star Wars memories. I figured maybe before we move on to our next game, if someone wants to
Yes.
share.
Oh, okay.
Maude, do you have a Star Wars
I've
memory?
got a couple of them. One of them I'm going to keep in my back pocket.
Oh.
Because I think it's something that I only recently remembered. And I don't think I've spoken
got a
about it
sense
ever
memory.
before. And so for this memory, people that I used to host a lot of Star Wars podcasts. And those that know, and those that don't, well, now you're going to know. I would get ready listening to Duel of the Fates, and I cannot help but conduct when I hear Duel of the Fates.
You do like
compulsive.
lightsabers when you're
It
doing
is
it.
no, but
Beat
it's like
saber.
not well. You know, there's the strings, and then you bring in the choir, and then you have the, and I
Put on your John Williams
I do
mask.
the whole thing, and it's just so liberating. And it puts me. I could be in the worst mood, and then I will listen to that song, and I will, conduct, and then afterwards, I think I could take on the world. So Duel of the Fates just
Pump
has
up song.
superpowers for me.
That's a great story.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's kind of like, I forget what it's called, but it's like physio something where it's like, that little thing of like, if you smile, you will become happier. Like doing something with your body helps your mind get into it. Like you conducting that orchestra helps you further, build up your energy or your focus or whatever.
Evan's doing the Liku thing, not on cam. He's just doing it. The man has honor.
Is there
He
any way
respects
we
the
can get him
game.
in like a little box in the corner so we constantly have?
Yeah, that's what I was
on
thinking we were gonna
to
do, but
picture?
we couldn't get
He's
it.
still doing it.
I'm honoring
adorable.
the chat.
Your bits are going to a good cause.
Thank you.
folks.
Thank you for those redemptions.
Also, Maude, your story convinced somebody to put us over the sub goal. So if we want to spin the wheel one more time
No.
to see who
You want to spin
Yeah,
this time?
spin that
Here,
wheel.
I'll hold the base. You give it a good spin. Oh,
That's
yeah.
a good
Real.
one.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
good.
I was on Wheel of Fortune in 2017, and
Oh,
Wheel of Fortune,
John.
where did he spin?
Producer John.
Producer John gonna come in. Will he go blue or green? Throw it in the
Will he
chat.
go blue?
How'd you do
Apparently,
on
if
Wheel
you
of
do
Fortune?
green, you don't.
I won $7,000 on Wheel of
Wow,
Fortune. I came in
cool.
second place. Thank you. Yeah.
Wow.
Take the knee like Evan did.
Yeah, yeah.
All right.
Get iced.
All right, calm down.
Oh, no.
one
Oh,
of
no.
each.
Get milked, bro.
Oh, no.
Get
One
milked.
of each.
I knew John would do something unhinged. The man who wants shotgun to bang. Oh, God.
Oh, it's not good.
It's not good.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this has been sitting out for a while.
Wow.
Maybe should have been refrigerated.
Well, we made this yesterday. We made these colors yesterday.
It was non-alcoholic, but now it's been out long enough.
Fermented.
Yeah, we've been-
Get on it.
They've been fermenting in my trunk.
Ooh, Java juice, here we come.
We're gonna play a fun little game here. There have been some great character names on this show. Star Wars has lots of great and lots of extremely lazy character names.
No.
And you have to
Star
name so
Wars?
many
No, not
weird
Star
aliens. Sometimes you just run out. So we're gonna play a little game of real or glup shitto. Okay. Glup shitto, as you may or may not know, is the joke name that people say.
It's real to me, damn it. It's not a joke to me.
Non-character, but
You were
joke about
Shitto every Halloween when you were a kid.
So I am going to throw out a name of a character, and I would love it if you guys can say if that is a real canon character or a glup shitto, a fake name. And then Evan, do you have the?
The list.
Yeah, I could. Do you want?
Or why don't you call them out, Evan?
Yeah.
Is this a buzz-in or are we getting called on?
Oh yeah, we'll do one person at a time. How about let's start with Jordan?
All right. Droopy McCool.
Okay,
I
so
think I
can
know
this?
this one.
So are the Glup Shittos? Are they totally made up, or can they be from another fictional property?
Oh, that's
like a guy
great
you went to
question.
high school.
There's no follow-up questions in real glup shitto.
There's no Wikipedia entry
clarification.
for Drippy McCool. Is there a Wikipedia entry?
Yes. Yeah.
Boy, God, sounds like it sounds like a George, doesn't it? It sounds like something George Lucas thought was funny, but I'm leaning towards Glup Shitto. I think it's a Glup Shitto.
Droopy McCool is a real character.
What?
Is he in the band?
He's in Jabba's band.
No.
He's one of the ones that looks like a tardigrade. He's kind of a big pillow-looking dude. Who,
I think I owned a Droopy McCool action
He's,
figure.
you know what? He is a literal jizz whaler.
Wow.
Cheers.
Great
Speaking of jizz, is that the penalty? We have to do a shot?
Yeah.
Okay.
For you, it is.
Whale on that.
Wait, is everybody doing a shot?
Yeah, we'll all do one. Yeah. Oh, he's gonna take the knee. He's gonna take the knee.
Respect.
Like a real gentleman. Like
Respect
a real
the
gentleman.
game.
Oh.
Why does this suck so bad?
Yeah.
God,
Okay,
shake
what's
that
it-
with a little tequila? My
Yeah.
God.
Kill would burn less.
What's our next one? Let's give one to Brandon.
All right, Brandon, Dranbon Crib Car.
Dranbon
That's
crib car.
really good.
It's a lot of syllables.
That sounds
Dranbon
like a
crib
pod
car.
racer.
It does.
Dranbon crib car. Crib car? Can I get the spelling of it?
This is a
How
Latin
do you spell
origin.
crib
Use
car?
it in a sentence.
C-R-I-B.
B, double B for sure.
Double B?
Double-
Double
it's gotta
B?
be double B.
Double B?
We established that there's no follow-up.
Okay. I'm going to say that's a glup shitto right there.
That is correct. And in fact, not only is that a made-up name, that is an anagram for Brandon Barrick.
That's so good. What is the name again?
Someone worked too hard on that.
No, it took me less than a minute. What?
so
Can you say it one more time, Evan?
Yeah, Dranbon Crib Car.
That's got you got to put that in a book or a
Oh,
script
baby.
or something. That's amazing.
Check out my new Reddit handle, folks.
Why is Dranbon
Dranbon.
Crib Car complaining about Brie Larson so much?
Not my Captain Marvel.
Okay. Do we have one for Maude?
That's what he sounds like.
Dexter Jetster.
Well, you've already said that one.
Yeah.
What?
Jordan made a joke about
Yeah,
Dexter Jetster earlier.
I'm gonna say it's real.
Yeah. He owns the
Won't-
diner in Attack of the Clones.
That's right.
I won't have to.
Well, we heard Death Stick. Oh, no, Death Stick was at the bar.
That was at
later.
Coruscant, wasn't it? The assassination.
Yeah, here we go.
do a second round?
Yeah.
Let Jordan redeem himself.
Oh no, I can give another one to Maude though, because
Oh, okay. Okay, we'll do snake draft style. We'll go back.
Reading the names and doing that.
I'm trying to do a lot.
You're going to be jacked by the end of this.
It's like he's lost his mind.
Great for the core.
Elon Sleazebagano.
That, we just spoke about the scene that he was in. He has to go home and rethink his
I'm
life.
too busy putting
Oh,
this Leku on and off.
That's right. That's right. He's the death stick dealer or whatever in the bar.
I want to go
Yeah.
home and rethink my life.
That's like
It's real.
that's like
One
the
last
funniest
one,
joke
let's
in
see.
Star Wars.
I love
I
it.
love it.
Yeah.
Well, that Attack of the.
All right, let's see if you guys have talked about this one or not. For Maude, Darian Bloodaxe.
I mean, I like the name, but
It's a
when
good-
would
it's a
Blood
good,
Axe
like-
be like a?
I know.
I just don't. Have we ever
sounds
seen
like
an
a-
axe in? Have we ever seen an axe? Full
It sounds
stop?
like an expanded universe character, right?
Right.
Like Blood Axe. It's
Yeah.
like too fantasy almost.
It's very fantasy, less space. I'm gonna say it's a lot of shido.
That is correct. That's
Yes.
actually a character from Rebel Moon, the upcoming.
What is it, Darian Blood Axe?
Yeah, that's,
Right.
that's Ray Fisher's character in Rebel Moon.
gosh.
Yeah.
The only person worse at naming things than George Lucas is Zack Snyder.
Blood Axe.
Blood Axe.
No, it's kind of, it's almost a Star Wars character. It's a Star Wars ripoff character.
Yeah.
Do you have another one for Brandon?
Yeah, Ding Dong Danga.
Ding Dong Danga. Ding Dong Danga. I'm gonna say it's real.
That is a glove shitto. That's a commenter on the video on Breakroom yesterday.
It's a great
Yeah, it's a
name.
YouTube
Ding
username.
Dong Dango.
Because it's like Django Fett, so it still is.
That's
in
what I was
in
saying. Like, oh, is it a
Yeah.
Mandalorian? Sure.
Ooh,
This is your first blue
one?
milk? Yes.
Ooh, he's daintily sipping it.
You're just
Picky up.
gonna want to put that, all the.
It kind of.
Yeah, I know.
It kind of is like a cardboard aftertaste. Like a wet cardboard aftertaste.
Monday's break room is going to be testing diarrhea cures.
Man, if there's a cure, sign me up, baby.
And then a final.
Oh.
Do we have a final one, Evan?
It really
Maybe
stinks.
for the table.
For the table. Fishy McPie.
I can't say it. You can't get it out.
I'm
Is
out.
she McButthole? Is that what you think?
Where's that
Make
correct?
one up on your own.
Did you just try to make one up?
I tried to make one up.
Fishy McButthole. I don't mind it.
I don't mind.
Under
it.
Canon?
pressure?
Yeah. He's one of the
It's not
X-Wings.
bad.
He's one of the
Pilots,
Jawas.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What else is on the email?
Let's see. Warm loathsome.
What is it?
Warm, loathsome.
Warm?
Warm?
Not
Loathsome.
Warren or anything like that. You Americans,
Yeah,
you always
warm.
make two
Warm.
syllable words, one syllable.
Warm.
Orange squirrel, warm. Like,
Your American accent is better than Liam Neeson's.
Yeah.
aw, thank you. Rest in peace,
Warm,
Piper.
loathsome.
Yeah, what do you guys think?
Loathsome.
Zach should have to
warm.
guess. He hasn't- Oh,
No,
you made the
I
list.
came up
didn't
with
you?
all of these.
I'm like, are we talking like canon books? Because there was
Right.
like, what was the Obi-Wan book that was quite average? There was a lot. They were like,
This
Worford or
character is
Walmart.
canon. If
Not-
it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
If it is. Okay, well, I think you just. I think so.
rules are wrong.
No, you just gave it away.
Yeah, I
Evan's
think,
got Liku poisoning. I'm worried about him.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it's real.
It is. This is a Clone Wars character. He was a general in the Clone Wars. I believe. Yeah,
Warm,
warm, loathsome. His last name is Loathsome. You can imagine what side of.
You know, they had a lot of
fight
characters
you-
to fill
Lot-
in.
yeah,
He's
sure.
got a long day.
Yeah.
These Baggio are friends.
When I get home, I want to go back to my
What-
life.
I'll just say nobody has to guess this one, but one of the ones I threw in there was
Sheev.
Licenzo to Ill, which is like a little takeoff. You know,
Oh,
the J.J.
License-
Abrams movies. He named a
Beastie
bunch of
Boys.
characters after Beastie Boys albums or movies because he's a big Beastie Boys. So
Hasn't he done enough damage to the Star Wars franchise?
there was an L.O. Asti, which was like a Hello
Hello
Nasty.
Nasty.
So I did another take on a different Beastie Boys album, License to Ill. I'm sure the audience is really connecting with my super fun story, but I think we wanted to move on to, and you know what? In solidarity, because I didn't have to guess any of those.
Oh, no.
What a guy. What a
I
guy.
would have gotten a lot of them wrong.
What a guy.
If I wasn't the one who came up with them.
Oh, it just,
Oh,
Is this-
yeah, he's finishing
Is this
it.
Lena?
Oh.
There it is. Ooh, get some on the gums.
well done.
It hits.
Is this leading to a tradition where we like hide these around the office?
Yeah,
and
yeah, if you find
them,
one.
you gotta milk yourself.
So we wanted to move on. This series has featured a couple new fun characters, some of which Brandon is already terrified of. But, you know, in the great tradition of Grogu and R2-D2, characters that immediately launch a million plushies and bumper stickers and t-shirts and lunchboxes. Let's talk about a couple characters that we feel like are just licenses for Lucasfilm to print money.
Yeah, and especially with like an adult lens where you're like, you can hear the cha-ching
Yeah,
when
yeah.
you see it. Yeah.
Is there a new character introduced on Ahsoka that you feel like really hits this spot,
There was-
or that highlighted on Ahsoka?
Sure.
I feel like one of the ships was really cute. Wasn't there like a little ship that came down? And I was like,
Oh, the little gold ship from the
I thought those were
Eye
pretty
of Sion. or
see what I
whatever?
mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
You suck it in already.
the Loth Cats have existed.
Oh, they're so cute.
You know what I mean? And they sold them at Disney parks before, but we've only ever seen them animated.
Yeah.
The live action one, I was like, oh, they're trying to sell these Loth Cats.
I wish
Those
we
were
would have gotten
cute.
more.
Yeah.
I'm surprised she didn't bring the Loth Cat with her to Peridion. We get like a couple scenes every episode,
Right.
you know?
That actually would have made the show far more interesting. Where it would be like, I will come with you, but we have to take my
Yeah,
cat.
and like her in those episodes where she's kind of like handcuffed or whatever,
yeah.
but the Loth Cat. What if you put little handcuffs on the Loth
Oh,
Cat?
and he's doing a thing where he's like about to knock the lights off the table.
Who's feeding her Loth Cat right now?
Oh, that's
They can take care of themselves. You just dump out a bunch of food
there
before
was a
you
screw
leave.
on top on that thing.
what
That's
about
what
the?
Zeb's doing.
Zeb's like, I can't believe I have to eat it.
What about?
He's sitting next to the box.
Tommy pointed out, I think on a WikiLeaks or one of the other Breakroom episodes, that both Enoch and just all of the red bandage stormtroopers are kind of like, I want that toy immediately.
Kenner collectors are just salivating.
Sure.
Yes.
You can just wrap a ribbon around a pre-existing stormtrooper action
Rub him
figure.
in the
Red
dirt.
pig.
And,
This one's
and
new and
yeah.
$40. Wow.
Right.
What if turtle people? What are they called?
The no
No
tea?
tea.
Oh,
Yes.
they're great.
How do we feel about them? Because they're not as cuddly as a Grogu
That's true.
or an Ewok or
Yeah,
something.
but if you make
like
it in plushie form, it'll
Yeah.
be nice and
Oh,
soft.
that's cute.
It's,
Oh,
it's
with
like
the
a
little-
squishmallow on the back.
What were those? What were those toys when we were a kid? And
Popples?
like you could
Popples?
literally, yes, you could literally. It was like a whatever,
that's
and then
right.
you can open it up, and there was a toy sort of inside. But
Yeah.
if it was like a plushie that you could fold into itself, and that's the rock,
Right.
and then be like, no tea.
Yeah,
Inside.
that would be kind of fun.
That's
it could be, yeah, like almost a transformer
Yeah.
for Star Wars, right?
And then
Like-
adults, we can hide our drugs in it.
That's true. That's true. We can.
I
Finally.
don't know, that's one thing
Finally.
we don't say out loud.
Finally.
But yes.
But yeah, they haven't, like, what's the, I mean, Grogu, did they know because Grogu took him by surprise.
Yeah,
right?
famously they were not prepared. The Grogu toys weren't coming out till like 6 months after he debuted on The Mandalorian. Some of that was maybe pandemic-related logistics issues.
Well, this was,
but they
this
were
was like 2019 when that.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I
came
misspoke. But no, they were not prepared for that, right?
But I've also heard that was maybe they were trying to keep it secret for a while, so they weren't trying to make toys because we all know Funko leaks most things months before it probably
it was
comes
the very
out.
first Disney Plus kind of Star Wars series. Maybe they didn't realize how popular they would become.
Maybe they all thought he was ugly as
As soon
hell.
as they made it practical and not CGI, that was the difference.
Yeah.
I think that if Grogu was CGI the whole time, I don't think it would have had that same effect.
They have a warehouse full of Grief Karga dolls that they didn't sell.
Come on, you don't
We
want
thought Grief Karga was
We want to real quickly shout out. We have some friends in the Lucasfilm Consumer Products division who sent us a nice little care package with some great Ahsoka toys. That one talks. We've got a weird beeping and shredding Ahsoka chopper. This is I have a. I don't know if you can tell, but
He shot his load.
I liked your joke.
Well, I'm doing a little jizz wailing
Chopper's
over
nasty.
here. Not in the eyes. That's also where we got the Leku that Evan has been manhandling all episode long. And some other stuff. So shout out, thank you to our friends at Lucasfilm Consumer Products. We're going to play the hell out of these toys. Some of which have already made their way to Rochester, and some of Tommy's nieces and nephews, I think, are currently enjoying them as well.
We gotta shut off Chopper before he says something problematic.
I don't know.
Oh,
It's hard to
he's
stop
already. If we could speak droid, we would know how filthy he is. Well, real quick, as we kind of wrap things up, and I would love to hear, Evan, if there's some fun things in the chat or some questions folks had. But like looking back at the episodes we've already watched, like what stands out to you the most? Like what were like favorite moments, favorite new characters, favorite sequences, things that really like excited you as a fan?
This whole season?
Yeah.
Yep.
The cold open was like the best. Balin and Shin winding up on that Republic ship and just like slaughtering people with that like piano music. That was great. That was like good Star Wars. I liked that a lot.
Yeah.
And the crawl. He hadn't had a crawl in a long time. Well, it
red
wasn't a crawl. It was
Wasn't it like a red?
dissolve, a red dissolve.
Yes.
But that was hot. That was
Yes.
great. That was great.
Anything with Balin and Shin. Those two together in scenes.
Every
Anytime
scene
they
they're
had
in.
dialogue.
Yeah.
Just
Their
when
fights are
when
all
they
great.
Spoke, when
Yeah.
they didn't speak, it was fantastic.
I've liked that we've gotten a bunch of new critters in this one. I think Star Wars fans all have like a thing that they kind of gravitate toward. There's the people who like the ships. There's the people who like the lightsabers. I was always a critter kid.
Like the critters.
So yeah, I liked we disagree on the mouth size of the dog. I like the mouth size. I think the mouth size is great. Yes, I've liked the dogs. I like the little turtle people.
Howlers and no teeth.
Yeah, thank you. when you
got some
leave
krill?
mean comments, that's what you sound like to us.
You got some space plankton.
The space
in the
plankton,
bones.
yeah.
The
The
Purrgil
Purrgils
look
are
great.
great. I just want to hug a
Yep.
Purrgil, go around inside its mouth. That's my
We didn't
dream.
even talk about. Do you think people will be buying Purrgil toys? Do people want a Purrgil
I
plushie?
think if you make us, I
It was
think,
plushy.
with the tentacles,
and make them kiss the whales from Avatar.
So I will say, depending on what the toy looks like, it could be a little Cthulhu adjace with those like tentacle thing. It could be a little scary.
Don't
I
fear the
feel like.
tentacles. Don't fear them.
Okay, maybe that's just me. That's
They're
my trigger.
helping tentacles.
Fair.
And then
Just
I'll,
ask the fisherman's wife.
I'll throw out that Clone Wars flashback sequence with the young Ahsoka.
That's good.
Man,
Really great
and the
casting.
smoke and the like Anakin turning into Vader in that one
Oh,
sequence.
that
I mean, that
flash
was
Oh, that was good.
it was more
fantastic.
stylized and arty than like Star Wars usually gets. We don't get dream sequences and weird, crazy psychedelic stuff in Star Wars.
We
You
got a
know, like
cave.
oh, that's true.
That's true. That was gay.
Fair point. And I love that sequence too. So like, I
Get
love
'em,
seeing
get
yeah, and just like the colors and like all the smoky battlefield and like I love that little 10-minute
That was
sequence.
beautiful.
All the lightsaber fights have been really great.
They've been awesome. They have a lightsaber.
And
like
kudos
slow
to the
and patient,
actors for committing. A lot of that is the actual
that a
actors
dude?
doing that.
No, I think like slow and patient in a good way.
Yeah.
Like you go back to the prequels and there's a lot of jumping, flipping,
Yeah.
wild hacking at the air. Like
This
that
it looks practical.
yeah,
It's
like
real.
Ahsoka
Yeah.
taking on like the HK droids was great. that was fun. I mean, and kudos to Rosario Dawson. There must be a stunt.
Every single episode, she was doing a lightsaber
Right.
fight.
There's probably also a stunt person doing stuff, but she's doing a lot of it, and it's great, and it's really good. And you know, Hayden Christensen coming back and doing work.
I will say, when it was Anakin fighting her, and then it was like Dark Anakin, and the lightsaber style changed.
Yeah,
that was
like his fighting style.
Beautiful.
The attention to detail.
Like, there's been no mods on Vespa, not you, Maude, but
I was like, what have I
the
done
awful
now?
mods from the Book of Boba Fett.
You don't
on
like those? Oh, I like the mods.
Vespa
I was
fight.
pro mod.
The Vespa chasing at 2 miles an hour was just awful.
I'll get
There's
you.
been none of that. Even like the noties driving the little ships was better than the mods.
Yeah,
on the
that was surprisingly kind of pulled off.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
just the way it was directed and shot, it looked pretty good.
Very
It could have
Western,
been.
like when you
Yeah,
had the
yeah.
horses in the carriage.
It could have
Yeah.
been. It could have been corny, and I don't think it came off as corny or anything like that.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Well,
Okay.
Get 'em.
well,
Get 'em.
yeah, yeah.
well, I just think that
To each
it's so
their own.
funny that it's
Yes.
like very heavily like a Western theme, and then
Yes.
you see the native people that were trying to take over the noties that were hired all of a sudden by the enemies of my friends kind of thing. It looked like samurais,
Yeah.
Yes.
like straight up.
Very much so. Yeah.
Copy paste.
Evan.
Yeah, Les Maria had a great question that was initially in the script, and then we took it out. But what is one thing that they can do in the finale that will mess up the whole show? Like, do you
Mess it up?
Like, do you think they could not stick the landing here? Like, what would have to happen for this show to not stick the landing?
They do a little jizz wailing at the end of the show.
I would actually.
I mean,
be
a
amazing.
musical episode would destroy the show for sure.
Yeah.
Disagree. The best, listen, the best
Thrawn
episodes of
starts singing-
Riverdale are the musical episodes.
Well, let
We
me-
all
let
like
me-
that.
Let me
Buffy,
throw out.
sure.
Let me throw out. Ahsoka has appeared in multiple Mandalorian episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Does it add or subtract to this series if either Din Djarin shows up or Luke Skywalker
Yes.
shows up?
What if Luke
Yes.
and Grogu, hand in hand,
That
waltz on in?
I think any appearance of Mando or Grogu or Luke, no.
takes away?
Yeah, it takes away because like the Mando surprise in Book of Boba Fett was nice, especially because we're like, thank God
needed
we're
it.
getting off fucking Tatooine. But like doing it again now so early would be like, I that would be.
And they can't keep going to the Luke
Right,
route
right.
of de-aged Mark Hamill.
Right.
They've done that already.
Especially like, how did they get there? You know, like if they're
Well, or this could be after they get off of Parade.
Oh, I
They're
see.
somewhere else, and one of these characters shows
Yeah.
up.
Do you think it's likely we actually might get a de-aged Leia? Because I think that could actually ruin it. But we have heard she is a part of the show. She's.
Right, they keep dropping her
They
name.
mentioned her off
That's
screen,
it.
right? Yeah.
She's a player. She's a character on the board now on this game.
I mean, they did it in
Chess.
Rogue One, right? They had like the de-aged Leia.
Yeah.
De-aged Han? I mean, we already have the de-aged Harrison Ford from Dial of Destiny.
Right,
You
right,
just
right. Just use that
stick
same program.
Yeah, you just stick the Jodhpurs on
My
it.
friend just got killed.
I agree. I think like de-age OG trilogy character rolling in, I don't like it. I don't think this show needs it.
No, it doesn't.
And this show's done a good job. Like, obviously the no-T and there's a lot of CGI in this show, but like all the main characters are practical. Like they got Homeboy's got that blue face paint on and the contacts. You know what I mean? And it looks good. It looks
I
good.
will say-
I think they're coloring his
Right.
eyes. I think they're coloring his eyes.
Hera's contacts are the most frightening thing I've seen.
Those
and,
are-
and I think it's affecting her acting because
Yeah.
every time she's just delivering some dialogue, it looks like she's doing this, and it looks like she's so alarmed, and it's just because the contacts are in.
Maybe the headpiece is like pulling her. head
It's a
back, too.
facelift action.
I just wanna know, does she ever take the leather? How does the leather thing come off?
Don't
Does she
think too
slide
hard
it
about
off?
it.
I gotta know. She took the goggles off. We got close.
Yeah.
We got close. Also, how'd she take her pants off?
What do you mean?
I
What?
just want to know.
No!
Get out of here, you perv.
Hey, she's single. Her husband's dead.
Evan,
She's got a kid. She's looking for a man or a woman.
Now, while
Or a
your
woman.
hands are out, look at your finger real quick. There it is.
Oh yeah. Sorry, honey. Twi'leks don't count.
I've heard that. I've heard that.
Twi'lek.
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 You can say however you want.
Twi'lek ain't cheating. Evan, did you have another?
Yeah. We've talked a lot about Ahsoka taking on a potential apprentice. But do you think Ezra would take on any apprentices if he makes it back?
Is he at a stage where he could?
Yeah, I feel like he's just barely out of the woods, right?
Yeah.
He's not ready
He's a bit
to.
rusty after 10 years of like not having any.
There's no like lineage anymore though. Like there is no system, so anyone can take on anyone at any time, right?
But if we're gonna speculate, I wouldn't be mad if it was Ezra and Shin.
I was just about to
Yeah.
say that. Wouldn't that be great?
That would be
No,
Snitchy City.
they haven't really spent any time together. They just had that one fight right? That was the only interaction
they
they've
first
had
met, yeah,
together.
But he was almost like, who's she?
Yeah, he went, goo! Whoa, whoa,
It's like these ones.
bend my saber, meow, meow.
Force pull. Yeah, I like that. Or some combination of Ezra, Ahsoka, Sabine, Shin, right?
Let Ahsoka sleep. You know, I feel like ever since she's left, it's just been one thing after the other. She's still trying to grieve. She's carrying the weight of this whole rebellion on her shoulders. She can sit it. Let's get the youngins in. You know.
I like that.
I mean, do they all
get
just
the
fly
kids in.
back to Luke's new stone school and start teaching there, basically?
I don't think that's going to end well.
I mean, it doesn't end well, but they could all be gone by the time that
That's true.
happens.
That's true. They could have a good run. Yeah. Anything else in the chat or questions, Evan?
Yeah, I guess one final one here from Solaris333. What do you wish you saw more of? Like an episode you wish could have just been a full movie by itself.
I would have liked another 2 to 4 episodes, so we had more
General,
substance.
right? Yeah.
I think especially like it feels like a lot of the events of the show are just kind of getting going, right? Like
The
these
pacing of it is
Yeah.
that it would be 10 to 12 episodes because now that we're actually kind of coming to some sort of.
It feels like once everybody got to Peridia, that was almost the start of a new show,
Yeah.
right?
A fun flashback episode of like Thrawn and Ezra arriving at Peridia, or like
that would've been
year
cool.
year 5 on Peridia,
Yes.
where they're still figuring it out and they're hunting down Ezra or something like that. You know, seeing how the night troopers work, him dealing with the night sisters more, like Thrawn trying to fix his uniform, but they're out of thread. You know, it's all scuffed up. It's
Yeah,
very cute.
yeah, a little tattered.
Him checking himself out in the mirror, being like, "Ah, Thrawn, come on, you gotta hit the treadmill, buddy."
I will say this might be a be careful what you wish for thing because I think some characters, what makes them great is we don't see that much or learn that much about them. But man, yeah, more Night Sisters.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind even a flashback there. Like if all those Night Sisters were like 1,000 years old or whatever, right? Like let's jump back 500 years and like, because why do they want off Peridia so
Right.
bad,
Yeah.
right? Like maybe
What did
sing
it
a
look
little
like
bit
when
about
Peridia
that.
was really jumping, when it was
Yeah.
going off, before they'd
Pre-graveyard.
even left?
Great
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah,
Live,
great
a live
coffee.
music
Yes.
scene.
Oh, baby. Yeah.
It wasn't gentrified yet.
Yeah.
Sure. Right, before Peridia got
Original
ruined.
architecture. Still
All the
there.
fucking tech guys came in. More Hera, right? I feel like
Yeah.
you want a little adventure with the Rebels crew. You want a little Hera, Sabine, Ezra adventure.
Oh, yeah.
That would be kind of fun.
Even doesn't like Hera Jason feels like that could be a little Din Djarin Grogu fun like young adult pairing kind of
Sure.
parent child, you know? Like I wouldn't mind seeing just those two go off while he's having like mommy the Force and she's you know piloting and stuff.
Have we seen in Star Wars a demonstration of good parenting yet? Because Anakin, you know, not great. Left his
Right.
2 twin children to.
Anakin's
die.
mom did a pretty good job. She was
She
doing
did.
the
I
best.
I think Jabba and the Salacious Crumb. That's a parent child. I don't know if, you know.
good parent child.
Yeah.
I mean, arguably Din and Grogu is like the best.
That's the best
Right,
demonstration.
yeah.
It took a while to get there.
And, yeah,
A
and
little rough at first.
it's had some bumps in the road.
Right.
Because I mean, Leia and Han with Ben,
They tried. They shipped him off to school. That was the problem.
they kind of.
Yeah.
Well, he was an asshole.
Well, and she was a general, and you know, he did stuff.
He did stuff.
Han did stuff. Han,
You know.
Han shot first. Han
Yeah,
did
yeah.
stuff.
Did stuff.
He did stuff. He's flying around. He's doing the Kessel Run a few times a week. You know.
Well, thank you so much for watching. We are
Wait,
super.
do we have any more wheel spins?
Oh.
We don't have any more wheel spins, but if you want to do one for fun, because I fucked up that trivia thing so much.
Do,
You know what?
do we need a story?
Oh yeah.
Oh, we
Who hasn't
do. We
shared
do
a
owe
Star
that.
Wars memory yet?
I've
That's
got
right.
that one. I've been.
Thank you.
Please.
Yeah, Maude's got
You
a
teased us.
special.
Give it,
Yeah.
give it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, let's hear it.
So my whole time when I was talking about my story of Star Wars, it always started when I was sick from school and Mum's like, what do I do? So she rented all the 3 videos and she goes, you start there and then when that's done you do that one, and then when that's done you do that one. And she came home after sort of like 7 hours. She's like, how was it? And I was like, Ewoks. But then I realized that wasn't my first Star Wars memory. My first Star Wars memory, I think I was about 5 or 6. There was an Ewoks cartoon.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
And it had like the coolest theme song you'd ever heard, and they really, really landed on the Ichiwawa, and it was all about that. And like I learnt about all of the girl Ewok was like a lighter fur, and then the main dude, I think Wicket was maybe in there as well. But there was a full-on show Ewoks that was animated, and I was like obsessed with it when I was a kid. So that was my first Star Wars memory.
That's great.
To you, like the Jedi's and all that bullshit ruined Star Wars.
Yeah,
You know, like,
they were
this is an
having-
Ewok story.
They were having
The hell's all
a
this
great
other
time.
stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love
I
that.
can barely remember it, but like it came back to me. And if you can ever find, if someone can like link the intro music of the series, I really
Ewok
would love to
cartoon
hear
series.
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta hear
Yeah,
this theme
Itchy
song.
Wella.
I don't
It's
know
like-
it offhand.
Itchy Wella.
That what a great. It's a nice place to wrap up. Like, what a great way. Like, especially as the Star Wars like universe continues to expand, all kinds of different content. I'm just letting this guy simmer.
Get warm.
Yeah, the hotter it gets, the tastier it is.
How nice that there's more ways than ever to like enter the fandom, right? Like you came in through like a kids cartoon
Yeah.
TV show based on the little lovable furry characters, right? A lot of us came in through the OG trilogy, maybe some younger people through the prequels or even this most recent trilogy. But now like you could come in through Andor, you could come in through Mandalorian, you could come in through Ahsoka, right? And there's something there for almost everybody, right?
When I was a kid, they would. One summer we did like day camp. You know, when mom was at work, she dropped you off. It was a YMCA run day camp. You'd be there all day, and your mom would pick you up afterwards.
They had video games.
They have video games and games you can play and stuff like that, but they were doing like, we're gonna watch all 3 of like the original Star Wars movies. So like everyone come and have a good time and dress up and stuff. So my mom made me this kick-ass Luke Skywalker costume, Tatooine style.
Cool.
I'm all excited. I get to
Did you
summer
bring a
camp that
womp
day.
rat?
I didn't have a womp rat. I think I had maybe a lightsaber or something like that. I get there, no one else is dressed up. So I spend the entire day at YMCA camp dressed as Luke Skywalker.
And you'd never seen the movie?
No, I'm sure I'd seen the movie.
in just like a hot school gym.
Yeah, just like sitting there and having to go to do recess in my fucking outfit and stuff. But
To
lot of respect.
to 8-year-old Brandon Laheim.
Still living
Laheim.
through trauma. Oh.
beautiful.
Can I
Green
spin?
one's a little better
Yeah,
than
you
this
wanna
one.
spin
I want to spin it so bad.
Spin it.
Here, I'll.
Hold it.
Good spin. Good spin, Maude.
Out
Drown
of
your
respect.
sorrows, sad boy.
Out of respect. This one's for you, young Brandon. Don't worry.
Your hair's
You're gonna be okay.
caught in the
I know.
wheel
I'm
sometime.
gonna get killed.
Yeah, there it is.
Well, Brandon struggles that one down. Be sure to tune in this week. As soon as the finale is live, very soon after that, here on the Breakroom channel, we'll have a WikiLeaks episode up, reacting to the finale, diving into it. And probably the day after that, we'll have another episode kind of dealing with the lingering questions and like what it might mean for the future Star Wars content we're going to get. We're super excited. We hope you have a great time with the finale. Thank you so much for watching and consuming all of our Ahsoka content we've been making here on the Breakroom.
That's right.
With that said, you're all glep shit out of me.
No.
And
no.
can we go out on like 7 or 8 more minutes of Evan getting
Yeah.
weird with that freaking
Roll the credits while he leaks.
When I wasn't wearing it.
What does it
watch-
look like if you try to wear it properly? I'm just so curious.
Okay, also watch our Gen V video coming out tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
that's right.
Brandon, Gina, and Jay Washington, we're talking about the first 3 episodes of Gen V.
Again, it makes Evan look like he has an abnormally large head. Evan has a normal size head. That is just a tiny
child.
For a giant child.
Aren't you a little short for a Togruta?
I got a bad feeling about this.
Thanks so much for watching. Thank you all for being here. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day.
And also, I've got a feeling that you're gonna go home. Fuck.